Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to Red Ice Radio. My name is Henrik Palmgren, and we are coming to you from the west coast of Sweden. Thank you for stopping by and tuning in to our program. We are here on Thursdays and Sundays, recording internet talk radio about all the things that we consider to be interesting and of importance. And we hope that this can help you to broaden your horizon and expand your perspective. Our website is RedIceCreations.com. That's REDICE Creations.com. You can go there for much more radio, video interviews, webcasts, films, news, and if you want to have more, you can always become a member on our website and get full access to all the material that we have to offer for you on our website. And today we are joined by author, psychologist, and tarot expert Art Rosengarten, or Dr. Arthur Rosengarten. If you tuned in last Thursday, you heard our program with Lon Milo Duquette, and just like Lon, Art is also featured in the DVD series that we talked about with Lon about The Great Work, it's called. It's produced by Chance Gardner and Venice McNeil, who was behind the DVD Magical Egypt, that underground classic, if you will. A really nice production, just as The Great Work is. We're going to talk about that later on in the program as well. But Art is the author of Tarot and Psychology, Spectrums of Possibility. He's been teaching the tarot for 20 years, and he wrote the first accredited doctoral dissertation on tarot back in 1985 at the California Institute of Integral Studies in San Francisco. And today we are primarily going to talk about the tarot and psychology. Art also has a new deck and guidebook coming out later this year in the summer, I think, called Rosengarten's Tarot of the Nine Paths. We're going to talk about that as well. The website that you can take a look at right away is simply artrosengarten.com. We will have this linked up, of course, on RedIceCreations.com, so you can find it easy from there. He's also behind Tarot Psych, an international site for psychologically based tarot practitioners, therapists, readers, healers, and the like, who are interested in group cyber experiments with the tarot and other divinatory tools. So if you're interested in finding out more about that, you can go to geocities.com/tarot psych, as in psychology. Just remove the ology at the end there. So it's geocities.com tarot psych. So with that, welcome to Red Ice Radio, Art. Very nice of you to come on our program and spend some of your time with us here today.
Well, it's wonderful to be here with you.
We're very glad to have you, and I want to begin ask you a little bit about I guess when you started to weave these two different disciplines of psychology and the tarot together. It seems to be, on the surface at least, that this is kind of a weird mix, but as far as I understand both of these disciplines, they actually are not that different. Tell us about this, Art.
Well, yes, it is unusual, but when you think about it, tarot cards and, let's say, dreams and other interesting parts of the unconscious psychologically are very related. They're symbols that come out of the depths of the human mind, and if, as a Jungian-based psychologist in graduate school, studying dream work and depth psychology and things like that, it occurred to me that the tarot card images were almost like waking dreams, and they had a lot of advantages in that they were much more accessible, and in fact they invited a very interesting process called divination, where you randomly select these dreamlike images and opened up the field for a synchronistic event to occur, which is a tarot reading. And so that became very intriguing to me, and I ended up studying that in graduate school and writing my dissertation on comparing dream work with tarot readings and psychological projective tests like the Rorschach ink blots and the TAT, which are also these visual pictures that are kind of intriguing and stimulate a lot of psychological content, and then seeing how what goes on in I guess, in a psychological testing environment where a person is given these pictures and asked to respond to them, seeing how the tarot cards actually might be, a similar sort of stimulus. And that has led me down this long and interesting path with the tarot.
Would you say that it's primarily through the work of Jung and his work in alchemy that got you into the tarot also, or was this in a reverse, if you know what I mean?
No, it was Jung first. Certainly I was a great student of Jungian psychology before I even got to graduate school. I've been through my own analysis and had read quite a bit of Jung, but also my own academic interest at that time, and I guess spiritual interest, was more Eastern, in Buddhist Zen practice. And so in the Eastern mind, there is a very easy step into divination and synchronicity. It's kind of a natural, and symbols, by the way. So it was combined Jung on the West and really more Buddhism on the East. Both, I guess, kind of fertilized this interest in this tool that opened up present moment awareness, which is like Zen, through symbols and the unconscious. So yes, it was a bit of both.
Interesting. And tell us a little bit about this interest in regards to dreams. I guess this is a big piece of the puzzle, at least for me as well. And it seems to be even for psychologists that they as Jung, for instance, who looked at dreams as a kind of a significant, message from the unconscious, right?
Yes. Well, dreams are stories in symbol form that occur spontaneously when we're asleep. But if you got underneath the basic structure of what they may be saying in a given dream, they are usually talking about what the psyche needs to correct itself, or what the person needs to find some compensation or balance to the conscious standpoint. So they're correctives. They're these things that happen kind of naturally, and that all implies, I think, a certain kind of natural intelligence that's really underneath the ego center, that is operating as a kind of a balancer of consciousness. So dreams are fascinating. The problem with dreams is that they're inconsistent, even though everyone dreams all the time at night. Some people have better dream recall, and the retelling of a dream tends to get distorted because they're so easy to forget.
Yes. Yes.
But the tarot, while it's not as pure and direct as a dream coming from the deep unconscious, the tarot symbols really carry that same kind of world, that unconscious psychical dimension of what I call the intermediate territory. It's not ordinary reality, certainly, and it's not enlightenment or some kind of pure being, but it's this imaginal realm that both dreams and the tarot cards seem to share.
Interesting. And
the last thing on that is that tarot cards have an advantage over dreams in that we can, in the right conditions, just begin to open up a dream or a reading, a tarot reading, and do it in a much more controlled way. And we can sort of freeze frame these symbols in a tarot reading where we can sit there and meditate on them or just relate to them in a way that pure dreams are almost impossible to do.
So would you say that in regards to dreams, does a dream needs to be decoded or kind of interpreted, and when we do that, we might actually lose the message that we're being given?